Adventurer campers have been making campers for quite some time, right out of Yakima, Washington. Now they've expanded into two separate lines that hit both separate sides of the spectrum. Both the largest with their Eagle Cap, which they reintroduced in 2025 with the 1165. Check the link below so you can see that video. Or the smaller side, which is their Scout campers. And you can see their latest innovation of that with the Olympic pop-up, also linked down below. But now, they've met somewhere in between on the smaller side at 1,600 pounds dry. This is gonna fit a standard half-ton truck. This is the 65 RB from Adventurer. This truck camper has plenty of options, and this sitting right here is probably optioned out with most everything. It has a 5-gallon cassette toilet on the interior. It's got 600-watt solar up top, and it has 40 pounds of propane on the side. Now for a truck camper this size, it actually has a lot of little bells and whistles that make it actually phenomenal. This sleeps up to 5 with an optional bunk on the interior, which unfortunately we don't have kitted out here, but on the interior you'll be able to see where those people might sleep. Let's take a look right here where the propane sits. It's easy access, vented, and it will be something that's going to last you a long time. For something this small, it gives you a lot of versatility. And not to mention, Happy Jack has been rolling out this quick connect jack bracket on a few different of their, and campers have been putting them on a few different of their campers. This is going to be something that you can take off, lighten the load a little bit if you're going to keep the camper on for long term, and you don't have to worry about them dangling down by the side of your truck. Additionally, some trucks will have that front jack interfere with your gas tank. So being able to take those off, really easy, store them, leave them at home. It makes it really nice to be able to do that. So we get a little bit closer, we're moving up towards the front on the driver's side. This is actually not a storage container, which we all would hope. It houses one of the latest innovations in the RV industry, which is going to be the Truma Combi system. Now that is going to be a mix between environmental heating as well as a hot water heater. So it's almost an on-demand, but it does still have a tank inside, but it is that quick. So a nice compartment to be able to access a lot of those separate things. Now, as we're moving up forward again, you've got your standard 30 amp plug, then you've got your 110 outlet for plugging into charge, and then you have a solar, and then the nice little addition that you have here is a bubble level. So you don't have to stick one on yourself, it's already on there. Now what we have down here is a little drain valve. Now because this does not have a gray tank on board, a lot of that gray water is going to flow straight out onto your truck bed and drain out onto the ground. This in particular is outfitted with a shower inside, so that's where that's going to drain out onto the ground. With so many compartments on the driver's side, you would hope that there's going to be exterior storage on the passenger side. Unfortunately, there is not. However, it does give you a great look into these massive panoramic windows that are dual pane. They are the acrylic, so you don't have to worry too much about scraping them or scratching them or breaking them, because they do buff out pretty easily. Rear awning for getting that sun off your eyes, as well as a little bit of shade in the northwest when it's a little rainy and you're entering inside. TPO, solid one-piece roof, and a nice gutter system to get that water from going and straight down the side of your camper and streaking it. Now let's jump inside and take a look at this 65 RB. So stepping inside this camper at 6'5", I can stand up, but my head is brushing the top here. If you are moving around with kids or something, there's a little bit of a nook in here for the kitchen, so people can get back and forth, and a nice step up into the queen size, full queen, not an RV queen, bed up front. Now, if we turn and look, I'll give you a little bit of layout. Right here is going to be the shower, which is actually very interesting setup. We'll see that in a sec. And right here you have a rollover couch, and then you have the kitchen right here. But as you can see, I'll step down. There is a little bit of a dip right here, which is nice to be able to keep all the water from the shower from getting out into some place it's not supposed to be. So what we have right here is the Thetford cassette toilet, which is a great addition to this size of a camper. And what you'll notice around me is this is a little bit different than what you'd traditionally see. One, they usually will have, like say in the ADRB, they have marine flooring, that vinyl wrap that they'll wrap around the sides of the shower, which does a great job of keeping the moisture out of the places it's not supposed to be. But what they've done in this case, if they've created a full aluminum shell that goes from all 360 degrees, except for the roof that is a skylight, and then down to the bottom in this little step stool area to keep all the water from getting out and around where it's not supposed to be. This is the soft cover right here, so you can zip this up. It's not necessarily a door, but the unfortunate thing is, if you're looking to use this with everyone else in here, man, this is cramped. I'm not going to be able to do it. Maybe someone a foot shorter than me is going to be able to do it, but realistically, you're probably going to roll down this soft door and then have your knees poking out against it into the walkway here. What you can kind of see back here is going to be these shelves. They're actually about a foot deep, which is really nice for a lot of storage, and especially in the Northwest, that is one of the biggest things, is it downpours here constantly throughout the winter, fall, spring. So having something to be able to throw your wet clothes, especially if you take this up skiing, to throw your boots, to dry them out, it is something that you're going to be using a lot. And it's conveniently placed right by the door. You don't have to carry everything all the way through to put it up front. Now if I step into the kitchen area, this is nice because it does have like a little bit of a U shape. So you have this bit of an area where you can work and spread out. This has been a new addition for a few different trailers and campers, is the long form glass cover that covers both the burners as well as the sink. So it does give you a stainless steel sink. It's all one unit. You've got a big burner, a smaller burner. So it's nice to be able to have this just completely flush to be able to work on. Nice big window over that kitchen area, so it just brings a lot of light in. You're able to still be among the mix when you're cooking. Even if you've got the campsite out that side of the camper, you can say hi to everyone and be a part of the fun. Now on all the windows, you do have a pull down bug screen and pull up blackout window. If you are trying to black this out for a nap during the daytime, that is an excellent addition. Storage wise, you got good deep storage on either side. Now this is going to be the largest piece of storage right here. One thing to always note, in every camper that Adventurer makes, they do have a sticker up top that gives you the actual weight as it sits right here. So this one weighs exactly 1,915 pounds dry with all the options added in. So 1,600 dry as a brochure weight, and then with all the options, at least on this camper itself, it's going to be that 1915 weight. So as we pan down, you can see the rest of the kitchen is a little bit barren just because the outside has to fit in the truck bed, so there's the overhang that this scoots in. So you do get that last little door right here for maybe utensils, and then you have a NovaCool refrigerator that's going to be a 12 volt, sits pretty deep in there and gives you a fair amount of storage for your refrigerated needs. They've used a lot of every nook and cranny that they could, and to show that, they've added this in-floor storage that will give you a bit more storage down there that you wouldn't otherwise be able to take advantage of. So it's nice that they were thinking of opening that up and giving that access to the user, the end user. So on the flip side of the kitchen is going to be that rollover couch. This is a fairly comfortable couch. There is a lagoon table that sits right here that you'd be able to move around and work on. You do have the nice big window behind you, so you get a lot of that natural light coming in. Now, if we roll this over, that is where you get that bed. So if I lay down, again, 6'5", guys, you are camping, but I'd be able to sleep in this pretty well. 6'5", Oh, I'm a little cramped, so we're probably saying about 6 foot from tip to tail. But I'd be able to curl up a little bit and take a nap. So good enough for an adult, and probably good enough for a couple kids. That is really nice, especially for a half-ton truck capable camper. This is something that can sleep as many people as possible, especially if you're a family of 4. I know it states you could sleep 5, which there is an additional bunk option for this, which I believe sits right up here for a smaller kid to sleep in. This is not the bunk option. This is just going to be a storage area. Now, this is probably the biggest success I see in any truck camper, is their ability to put a full-size mattress in here. It's not a full size. This is a queen, not an RV queen, a complete queen. So if you are 2 adults, being able to sleep in here is going to be nice and cozy. You could even throw maybe another little kid in there for a total of 5 if you really wanted to do that, that sleeping arrangement. Pockets up top makes it really easy to keep some storage up there when they're running out of space into the nose cap. But outside of that, there's actually no outlets up closer to the front of the nose. And what you're gonna have to do is charge anything that you may want down below. But in terms of accessibility and sitting up here, this isn't really a seat, so it's a little bit more uncomfortable. It kind of takes away that aspect of it. But at the end of the day, you are fitting this on a much smaller truck than a lot of truck campers. On this side, we didn't touch on it, but there is a little bit more storage here. That's going to be about 1.5 feet deep, top and bottom, and going to give you just that extra bit of storage that's going to help out for the long term. So this has been the 65 RB from Adventure. This is one of the best options I've seen out of this class of camper. A lot of different amenities that you can either option up to, or you can make it more bare bones and option down. Options on this one in particular that are the bigger options are going to be the 600-watt solar panel up top, the AC on board, as well as the cassette toilet to my left here. Now, if you are interested in this model, you can find the pricing and availability link below if you want to find out if this is going to fit your truck, or if you'd like to see any of the other options available. Feel free to reach out to us at Apache Camping Centers, and we are happy to help you find what you are looking for. If you like this video, please hit like, subscribe, share it with a friend that you want to go camping with, and we'll see you in the next one.